Welcome back to AJ's World of Bodybuilding. And this week we have a tremendous event, the Texas Pro. And today's episode, we're talking about one of the new stars of American bodybuilding, Martin Fitzwater. Check this interview out, and guys, remember to subscribe. And guys, let's get straight into it. Welcome everyone to the AJ's World of Bodybuilding, and we're joined by today a guy on the rise, on the rise right now, Martin Fitzwater.
What's up, guys? Happy to be on today.
What time is it out there right now in America?
It is 6 a.m. where I'm at in Texas here.
You've been up for how long?
I've been up for about an hour. Like I was telling you, I get up about 5 a.m. most days. I have an espresso maker, so I drink about 4 shots of espresso and chill for 45 minutes. And then right about now is when I'm usually getting ready to do cardio. I'm doing them just 20 minutes a day right now, and I haven't really done much more than that all prep. So most of prep was about 4 days a week at 20 minutes. Now I just go every day, 20 minutes in the morning. On a treadmill, about 3 speed, about like 9 incline, 7 incline, depending on how much insulins are.
So before we're gonna go into Texas, we gotta go a little bit back, Martin. And first of all, how old are you again?
I'm 25.
We saw you for people who don't know, I currently live in Europe, in Norway, and Martin was on with his Gasp crew. First of all, Gasp 40 years anniversary. Congratulations.
Yeah. So it's actually Better Body's portion of the company that would hit 40th. I think Gasp was a few years behind it because they started Gasp a little bit after Better Bodies was started.
Okay.
But it is a big moment for the company. So it's 40th anniversary for Better Bodies. They had just about every athlete out here this week. I participated in a little bit of this stuff, but just with me being in prep and stuff, I just kind of kept to my own schedule and kept doing what I was doing for prep. But it was crazy, man. They have everybody here: Sean Clarita, Derek Lunsford, Hunter Labrada, Brett. It was cool. I got to link up with Brett. So if any of my fans know me and know, the beginning of times, Brett and I trained together every day. So that was good to get a session back with the old crew, I guess, if you will.
Well, I saw you in Sweden in the flesh in off season. You were eating horrendous food, one of the worst food known to mankind. And in Sweden, getting any type of PDs or whatever, you have to almost kill someone, meaning you weren't on nothing. You were eating like crap. And Martin, you were looking tremendous, huge and round, but at only 25. Martin, I hope you know there aren't many 25-year-old athletes in the history of time in bodybuilding that's reached this level of size and roundness, and it's very impressive. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I haven't put a lot of thought into it. I'm just a kid chasing a dream, man, and I definitely get to live my dream. So I know you and I have got to talk in Sweden some, and you get to know how much I love this sport. But man, I've been looking at posters like that on your wall since I was about 10 years old, saying that I was going to be a bodybuilder, and I made it come true, man. So I'm just enjoying the ride, to be honest. I am proud of what I've done, but I know I'm just barely getting started, man. I got another 15 years in this sport at least. So
Legion last year, were you happy with the outcome?
To be honest, I was more proud of my condition at Legion than I was at Texas. Whether the placing was better or not, because it wasn't. I got 4th at Texas and 5th at Legion, I think.
Yeah.
But my conditioning was better. I did prove that I could get in better condition. But to be honest, man, last year overall was just a complete botch for me, in my opinion.
Why do you say that?
I just know I'm capable of so much more. So I got a little bit of a big head last year and decided to coach myself. And I don't regret it because I learned an absolute ton about my body. I think that it will benefit me in the long run. And it honestly humbled me some to realize that I do need some people to lean on, and that I can't just do this all on my own. But with that decision, I just, in hindsight, looking back, I wasn't pushing myself as hard as I could have,
Okay.
because I was a little bit worried in the back of my mind about size
Yeah.
coming in as a new pro. I knew I had to compete against Steve Kuklo and guys like that for Texas, so that kind of got me wrapped up in the size game a little bit, as well as just my life wasn't focused. I had a lot of external things going on outside of bodybuilding. And that was a big reason why I moved to Texas, man. So I was in Denver before. And after Legion, I sat down and I just really looked at things and said, why am I in Denver? And outside of training with Brett in the gym, there was no reason why I wanted to be in Denver. Just wasn't very happy there. So I packed up my stuff, man. I came to Texas where Gasp is, where Branch Warren is, obviously my coach, and I just kind of changed everything about what was going on so that I could make sure that this could be 100% focused and dialed in. And you got to see the results in Sweden of my off season. I really got to lock in here. I got pushed up to about 265, and that was my biggest weight ever by probably almost 10 pounds. And
265 and you are 5'6"?
5'7".
5'7".
Yeah, so 265 in the off season. I won't lie, man. Some of that I was a little chunkier than I've probably ever been. But I think it was something necessary that I needed to do to just get a little bit extra density that I'd never had before. So that was a big benefit for me, man. Just coming here, locking in.
How much food does that take, by the way, for people at home? Like
Uh,
around off season, like around.
yeah, man. I mean, so one, I have a crazy metabolism, so some of you guys might be able to get away with eating a little bit less food and getting to this point. But man, my meals are 10 ounces of meat and 3 cups of rice every single meal, on top of getting a cheat meal and stuff in the off season. So I'm pushing somewhere around 8,000 calories a day. Uh,
8,000 calories a day.
yeah, and I would say probably at least six of those are coming from clean calories,
Yeah. Okay.
at least. And I'll try to push that up. I did have an off season where I hit almost 8,000 calories of clean food a day. And I would eat stuff on top of that, man. So it just takes years and years of eating and eating and eating. And realistically, man, the biggest thing is just being consistent, man. I've probably been eating 6 meals a day realistically since I was like 14 years old. So my metabolism is super fast. My body knows how to handle a good bit of food my entire life because I've always done this. Just because, and I didn't even compete until I was 20. But I just was obsessed with bodybuilding, man. I'm like you, man. I just love it. I think it's the coolest thing on the planet.
Just one last question. We don't have to go into all the detail, but can we? Because a lot of that's I like to keep that personal. But when it comes to how much growth are we running then on this? That's all I want to know. Can you tell the people that, or when
Yeah, man. I'm actually gonna keep that to myself just because that's something that Branch doesn't want
Okay.
me talking about. Just because, like we always say, where do you hear about Jay ever talking about it when he was Mr. Olympia? Maybe when I'm done competing, I could talk about it more. But I will say that it's not anything crazy like you guys would think. I've I'll put it this way: I've never used 10 units of growth or anything crazy like that. So if that helps put it in perspective,
Yeah, I think
um,
that's it's nice that we know it's not. You know what I mean? Okay. One thing with Branch Warren, for people who are new to the sport, they don't maybe know how much big of a legend he really still is, but back in the day, to be on that top level, it was very few men, and he was one of them. How did you and him connect?
yeah, man. So we got connected through Gasp. I think Michael saw a lot of qualities in me that he saw in Branch when he was young. We had very similar upbringing. We both came from living on a ranch and cowboy lifestyle. and that country boy background. So I actually got with the team right after I won my pro card. And I had met Branch before that once, and we kind of connected. He told me I was the best amateur he'd seen maybe ever, and he told me, "Don't mess up my peak. You're gonna go be Mr. USA." And I messed up my peak. I did not look good at that show. I ended up getting fifth or something like that. And the next time I saw him, he punched me on the shoulder and he said, "Well, you messed it up. Good job. I guess you go get it next time, you know." So I got it done. But no, so we got linked up through Gasman, and really it's just been a it's like a mentorship, father-son relationship, if you will. um Everybody around here kind of is like, I'm Branch 2.0, if you will. So we are very, very similar. We have very similar backgrounds, like I said, and our demeanor is very similar. So it's just a good dynamic, man, and it's been really cool to learn from him and be able to take it all in and soak it up. Like you said, man, he competed against the best in the world. Those guys right behind you are some of the only men to ever beat him, you know. So everybody that's on the Mr. Olympia stage winning titles and in the top five right now, they were looking at Branch's glutes from the sidelines, most of them. So,
Yes, they were.
you
So
know, he's a king of conditioning. And that was something that I think I really that's what I needed to put on my physique to have that next level. I have good shape. I have the roundness like you talked about, and I just needed somebody to be there in my corner, in my ear, telling me, "You're not quite there. You're not quite hard enough. We can be harder. This is what we need." And man, I'm in absolute peeled condition. I'm very, very excited to show this one off.
a lot of people, what can we say? I don't know, because it's conditioning, like this crazy conditioning. We do see it these days in bodybuilding. I don't agree with that. It was so much better before in conditioning, because it's there was a lot of guys in them days. If you go a little bit look at some of those guys, they weren't always in great condition. But that crazy conditioning that you are promising us now at Texas Pro, what did it take to achieve this type of next level type of conditioning? In this prep with how Branch, what's the difference?
Um, honestly, not a whole lot changed between what I was doing on my own and what I was doing with Branch. I would say the biggest difference is that I had somebody telling me, "Let's push another low day." Maybe when it was like 2 or 3 low days and I felt like I was depleted and I definitely was flat. But I had more to push, and I maybe didn't think that I did. And there was somebody there to tell me that I did. So, there was a couple times when I was like, I really thought that I was zipped after about 3 low days, and we'd end up pushing 5 low days. And I think that that was really what made the difference. Um, Outside of that, man, I didn't do extra cardio. I didn't use extra fat burners. I actually stayed away from clenbuterol entirely this prep. Uh,
Entirely.
yeah, I get anxiety from it, man. I just don't like it. And so I felt like if I needed to do extra cardio instead to make up for that, then I would have done that. Um, I don't think that there's anything that you absolutely need to get in condition other than a really, really tough mind, man. This stuff gets tough. I've been on 2 low days in a row. Today, we'll see what we decide to do. I'll probably
What's a
go
low day for you?
25 carbs, man. So,
What? How much?
yeah, 25 carbs. I'm 240 pounds. And to really push the conditioning and get things nasty, man, you got to really push things hard. So
25 grams carbs a day.
yep. I get a half a cup of oats. That's all I get today.
So nothing around the training or into
No,
work, nothing.
nothing. No, yeah. So I've done that the past 2 days, man, and really depleted out. So I was after a couple high days, I was up to about 242. Now I'm pushed back down to 238 this morning, and I'm pretty damn flat. So I could probably go another day, but really at this point, I don't have any body fat on me. It's just more of a deplete, fill back out, deplete, fill back out. and see what kind of extra details we can get. So probably fill back out a little bit and then deplete into peak week, obviously, and do our thing there. We've been manipulating days and seeing what we like look wise best. But yeah, man, you got to push it. If you want to get in good condition, you got to push it.
And for people at home who are thinking, yeah, but 230 or 240, is that going to be small? Just to remind people, Hadi Chupan is no more guys than 225 on stage.
Yeah.
And Hadi Chupan is, he could have won the Olympia, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, if you're worried about size, just put it in perspective. Branch got second in the world to Jay Cutler at 242 at 5'7" on stage.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that I'm going to be in Branch condition, but I'm going to be damn close to that. And so if I'm 238 on stage, I'll be able to hold my own with just about anybody. I promise you that.
We just finished with 212. Tampa Pro, congratulations to Keon Pearson.
My boy.
I had it close coming in, but when you just see them standing next to Carrot, they got call out. It was a easy decision to make, in my opinion. And conditioning was improved.
Yes.
But it's gonna get even more nastier for the Olympia, won't it?
Yeah, man. We actually, that's funny that you say that. The first thing, he sat down this morning, he took pictures this morning, he sent them to me, and he said, all right, man, what do you think how do we improve going into the Olympia? What do you think, man? What do we need to do? So that's a really cool thing, man, is even though we're not training every day together right now, he started working with Patrick. If you guys know Patrick, he runs your split, he runs kind of everything about how your bodybuilding goes while you're in prep. And that's great, man. It worked for Keon. Obviously, look at this. He goes and wins his best conditioning yet, and keep each other's back. Very improved bodybuilder. We got on the phone this morning, and we don't need to train. We talked about how he can improve, man. I told him, I said, look, man, don't worry about trying to rebound a bunch of weight back on. You can improve 2 or 3 pounds just by having a couple high days a week and just keep pushing this conditioning and grinding it. One of the biggest things is both of us are really young, so we have to condition our skin and just slowly whittle it down. Some of these guys got 15, 20 years of dieting on us that you can't emulate that. So we have to push a little bit harder just to catch up a little bit, if you will. And then Keon has thicker skin anyway. So for him, he's just going to keep chipping away at it and just keep getting nastier and nastier and grainier. And he'll bring an improved look, man. I think he can, like I said, I think he can improve pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, which will put him 208, 209 on stage. The dude has lots of room to improve in a better spot. He proved to himself that he can go get done what he needs to get done from here, man. We're going to see a really, really good Keon at the Olympia, man. I'm excited for that.
The Open, we're not going to talk about this. We're going to go into Texas, but the Open show is today. Give me just quick your top 3. You don't have to tell why, but who's going to be the top 3 at Tampa in the Open?
Akeem, Quentin, come on.
Texas Pro is going to be this week, next week, this week for people watching. What Kamal, one of the best bodybuilders in the world the last 4 or 5 years, getting better and better. Quentin, beautiful shape. Very different to your body because he's a little bit taller, so it's different look. Akeem, who used to be a certified Olympia top threat now.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen, and Kuklo, the king of Texas, that you said, well, we can go into that. Who was a different look. He's more conditioned, but that bubbly pop is not the same look he had. It's people have different opinions on what look they prefer.
Yeah.
And Phil Clayhar is also coming in.
Yeah.
What's your goal for Texas Pro?
Qualification. So hey man, I'm going to win. There's no doubt I'm going to win this thing. For this for no reason. I was top 4 last year in Olympia qual, and I'm a much better improved bodybuilder than that. So the guys that beat me, hopefully they improve just as much, because I'm coming for it. I don't have much else to say about it other than that, man. I really do think that I'll just let my conditioning speak for itself. The biggest thing here, man, is it doesn't really matter who shows up. I know that I improved like unbelievably drastically. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I probably put on 7 to 10 pounds of muscle. And my conditioning is probably 5 to 7 pounds improved. So if that puts it in perspective for you, I'm gonna weigh 6 more pounds than I weighed at Legion.
Well, much better conditioning.
And way better conditioning. And for Texas, I'm probably going to weigh the same thing on stage with 7+ pounds better conditioning, in my opinion.
So you're already a winner, meaning your last, you already beat your last look by far. Then.
Yeah, no, I beat my last look on stage 4 weeks ago.
For people who've been following you, they've seen the pictures, and you kind of didn't want to release them because you want to hold them back, but then you did, because people were thinking, wow, he's in contest shape like 3 weeks ago. So this is like sometimes people talk and we're like, but here you can see clearly based on the pictures you have been releasing that you were already there, what you used to look like, but bigger. But it's all, and we haven't seen this is so it's the facts are already there. Now it's just to present it now.
Yeah, exactly, man. And the thing is like I said, I've been ready for a while. So the biggest thing is letting me figure out a peak. You know, that was one thing. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to do. I felt like I was just a little bit behind always, playing a little bit of catch up on peak week. And so maybe you don't get the opportunity to play with, okay, I look best after 2 high days and a low day. I look best after a high day, a regular day, and a low day. Whatever that may be, I've had time to do that and play with that, which has been even more fun. You know, obviously your metabolism can make some drastic changes in that last week, and sometimes you have to pull some wild cards. You never know. But I have a pretty good gauge on what I want to do. I have a pretty good gauge on how much water I want to drink, how much water I want to pull, all of those things, you know. So I'm in a very, very good spot, man. And because of that, I have a lot of confidence going into this. I don't feel a lot of pressure or anything like that, man. I just feel like I go show and prove the people that believed in me right.
And for people at home, you're on desktop bodybuilding. Is it weekly now?
Yeah, we're hitting it up weekly, so we call it Bodybuilding University. It's me, Brett Wilkin, Nathan Deasha, and Xavier, the desktop bodybuilding channel runner. And man, it's been a blast, bro. We just answer questions and chop bodybuilding and do show predictions and stuff, and just try to grow bodybuilding like you do, man. So it's been a good time.
And you've been doing a lot of guest posting.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
You have your own channel.
Yeah. So I guest post. Well, I got the guest post out there in Sweden. That was a really cool opportunity, man. And just something that I would love to do a lot more of is travel across Europe, shake hands, spend more time growing bodybuilding in that sense. So I can't wait to do more of that. I'm very excited for that. But yeah, no, and then I have my channel. We're doing 12 days into the show. So I actually have a video drop in here at 10 o'clock this morning. That's the last leg day with Brian Dobson. Obviously, you guys know, like, training and stuff these last few days is nothing psycho. You're not getting the normal Marty doing the 200-pound dumbbells, but we have fun and we still train hard. And you're still going to see some stuff. You might get some tips and some pointers. And then we're doing day in the lives all the way in too. So you guys just get to hear my thought process, where the head game is, that kind of stuff, which is really fun. So if you want to follow along, you're welcome to do that. But yeah, man, just having a blast doing this, man. I can't believe this is my job, if you will.
It's very refreshing. I don't people understand how much work the young guys are putting with this marketing. You're doing it yourself. You're not getting obviously you're getting something on different ways, but it's not like you're making tons of money on your YouTube and with desktop and all that. Like you do it because you know to grow the sport, you give to the fans, and all the free information us fans use into our daily training regimen. It's fantastic to see. And also you are how is it to are you living with Ariella Kadir? Are you living together?
We're not living together. She's here now. She just got in yesterday. We spend a lot of time together. At the beginning of prep, she probably spent almost the first like 10 weeks of my prep with me. And then she had some stuff that she had to handle in Florida and some business stuff that she had to do. And she's getting ready for the Olympia now, obviously, too, you know, so she's got her prep and stuff now to focus on. So she went back to Florida for a couple weeks, but she's back now and she'll be here through the show. And she'll probably, I don't know when she'll leave after the show, but, you know, we definitely have a good dynamic there. It's been cool to have somebody that understands bodybuilding and, I mean, gets it at the highest level. So, you know, it's like when he's like you said, when I'm this conditioned and this tired 3-4 weeks out, it's not like she doesn't get it and I don't have to explain it to her. So that's nice. You know, it's been a cool ride, man. And I'm really excited for her too, to help her push into the Olympia and hopefully win a title.
So for people at home, that's this Arnold Classic fitness champion Ariella Kadir, we've seen her coming up, and she's always been right there, but now she's there, and she's one of the girl. Well, there's probably 3 to 4 girls who are all as favorite for this Olympia. It's going to be crazy fitness Olympia, and I'm really excited, Martin. This year for you, you already started so good the way you promote the difference we've seen in your physique and body. And Martin, you're doing it right now. You are amongst the guys right now. And Texas Pro, that's the show.
That's the one, man. You know, it's been fun. I know that I'm not getting talked about a whole lot for this, which is even more fun for me. You know, people like Andrew Jack and Kuklo are going to get the hype, and that's rightfully so. They deserve it. They're veterans, or they.
Well, I don't know this, and Kuklo deserve it.
Yes.
Andrew Jack, I love his physique, but I don't know yet. We got to see this.
We'll see. You're right. We'll see. But at the end of the day, man, I'm excited to show what I'm going to bring to this stage. I don't think they'll count me out after this. I promise you that.
And before we go, you have decided, win or lose, you're gonna win Texas. But if something happens and you don't win it, we will see you also at the Arnold Classic UK.
Absolutely, man. That is the plan. As long as everything goes, you know, as planned with my body and prep and everything, you know, no injuries, all that stuff. That's the plan, man. I'm very excited to go over there, represent America. I'm the only American in the Open, so I think that'd be a very cool opportunity. As well as, like I said, I have a big fan base over there, and I want to represent, and I want to come over. I want to shake hands, and I want to spend time with my fans. I know that that's the way to grow bodybuilding. That's the way to grow my business, and that's the way really to make yourself successful in this sport. You have to travel. You have to be willing to get your name out there. You know, so if I can prove myself at Texas, get some hype, and go into this Arnold Classic with some even more hype and go prove myself against some really good bodybuilders like James Hollingshead and some of these other guys that are proven Olympians, it'll be really cool, man. It'll be a good opportunity for me. So really looking forward to that. And I know that I have a lot of time to improve out of Texas, where I'm already drastically improved from what I've ever been. So that's even more exciting too, maybe. You know, I have 6 weeks after Texas to see what kind of wild conditioning I can get, maybe what kind of fullness I can stack on top of that after pushing conditioning for a while, and see what I can really bring to the stage, man. I think that we'll see the full potential of my body this year for sure.
Because I think it's very good, because even if you don't win Texas, you have another chance at the Arnold Classic UK, and those names there, it's just some incredible names. We have James Hollingshead, we have, as we said, Andrew Jack is there, but we have many good Andrea Prestes there. There's Florian Pierce. There's so many great athletes, but good luck. I can't wait to see you at Texas. I just pray to God that the stream will work, because I don't want to go into that right now, but it's going to be special. Good luck, Martin, and I can't wait to see you, and thank you for your time.
Absolutely, my man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it very much, and appreciate what you're doing for bodybuilding, brother. You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later, bro.